Good evening, magandang gabi, maayong gabi. On behalf of UPOU Provisional Committee, we would like to thank you for attending this virtual open forum. So without further ado, let me, for the opening remarks, our chairman for before that, we'll have the house rules. I hope you are able to read all the house rules. Number one is to keep your camera off and your mic muted until it is required. Number two is feel free to type your questions in the chat box, especially during the open forum. And then during the open forum proper, use the raise hand button to participate. We are encouraging everyone to share your thoughts and comments or any ideas about your student life at UPOU. And lastly, be sure to hang up after the event. So for our opening remarks, we have Isaiah Crisanto he will give us the opening remarks. He is actually the current chairman for the UPOU Provisional Committee.
Mabuhay! Welcome to Usapang UPOU, an initiative of the Consultation Subcommittee of the UPOU Provisional Committee. Thank you for taking the time today to join us, and I look forward to having open and transparent discussions about what the future of UPOU student representation should look like. I am Isaiah Crisanto, a third-year BAM student and the chairperson of the UPOU ProvCom. As the last UP constituent university without a student council, it's important to remember that this isn't just something nice to have, but a right granted to all students and enshrined in our university code. Specifically, in the UP System Code, Title II, Chapter 71, Article 432 and 433, which state, as constituents of the university, students are free, individually and collectively, to express their views on issues of institutional policy and on matters of interest to the student body. The official collective participation of students in the formulation and application of institutional policy affecting academic and student affairs shall be made through student councils. That's Article 432. Under Article 433, it says, there shall be a college student council in each college that offers at least a bachelor's degree program and a university student council in each constituent university. Kasama po dyan ang UPOU. But that's not all. In fact, there is Article 434. The composition of each student council, its officers, and the manner of its selection of its members and officers shall be in accordance with the Constitution ratified by the student body, kayo po yun, and submitted to the Chancellor or President. Ang ibig sabihin po natin ay ang mga isko at iska ng UPOU ang magde-decide ng anong klaseng student council ang gusto natin. I imagine a student council that is built on the values that future digital democracies should have, such as decentralization, freedom, open source, and consensus-based democracy. Through this forum, we want to hear from you, our fellow students. What would you like to see in a student council? What voting systems, representatives, or values should be enshrined in our Constitution? Together, let us strive towards genuine student representation. Again, I thank you and I wish you all a very fruitful discussion. Para sa bayan.
Indeed, para sa bayan, for a genuine student representation. Thank you so much, Isaiah, for the opening remarks. And to introduce the UPOU Provisional Committee, we have the chairman for the Consultation Committee, Chen Guidote.
Good day, everyone. I'm Chen Guidote from the Consultation Subcommittee. So allow me to introduce to you the UPOU Provisional Committee. So who are we and what do we do? The Provisional Committee was actually formed by the UP Office of the Student Regent and along with the UPOU's Office of Student Affairs. So in May 2021, the first call for applications was posted on my portal, and a second round of applications was held in August. both of which were open to all students. Our mandate is to establish a UPOU student constitution and electoral code. So how exactly do we do this? The first step would be to draft the constitution. Once that's done, we need to have it ratified, or in other words, approved by majority of the student body through a vote. Then, it will be passed on to our chancellor for approval. Only after all that can we hold student council elections. Now, to help with the delegation of tasks, the Provcom has been subdivided into 3 subcommittees. The first subcommittee is campaigns. So if you've been following our social media accounts, this is the subcommittee behind them. Their job is to inform you, the student body, about what we're doing and the progress that we're making. They're here to ensure transparency between the students and the Provcom. The second subcommittee is consultations. So our job is to communicate with the student body and to learn more about your thoughts and insights relevant to our agenda. Now, our goal is to ensure that the Constitution reflects the students' ideas and preferences. So far, we've sent out a survey, and this open forum is also another way for us to consult with the students. The third subcommittee is writing, so they're in charge of the actual drafting of the Constitution. They do this by referring to constitutions of other UP constituents, and later on, by incorporating the findings of the consultation subcommittee. Apart from these 3 subcommittees, we also have a core team consisting of the chairperson, the vice chairperson, a non-voting secretariat, and the core members of each subcommittee. So the chairperson is there to lead, support, and give direction to the committee with the assistance of the... Good day, everyone. I'm Chen Gadot. Exist is mandate valuable to our success in complying with our mandate. So our purpose, the reason why the UPOU Provisional Committee exists is because we seek, or more accurately, we are entitled to genuine student representation. So this is not just the Provcom's fight, but every UPOU student's fight. What I ask of you, the student body, is to be active, or even better, proactive, with sharing your thoughts and insights regarding the matter of student representation in our university. And also to respond to the call to participate and be involved with vigor and enthusiasm. So that is all. Thank you.
Thank you, Chen. She is our chairman for the consultation committee, and with her call on being able to participate and be proactive in representing the students, we would like to give you an avenue to share your thoughts. So now we will have the open forum. We will ask questions, and we, the consultations committee, hope that you will also share your thoughts. If you are not confident in talking, you may also type your thoughts and ideas in our chat box. So let's have the first question. Number 1 question is, as an open and distance e-learner, what challenges have you encountered? You may also raise your hand if you want to share your thoughts about this question. Okay, so for this one, I think I'll start because I am also a PhD student at UPOU, and even though I am a PhD student, I also have challenges in my coursework. Number 1 challenge is, I think, the support. Okay, that is always, I think that is also my reason why I joined the provisional committee, because I think we don't have the academic and welfare support amidst all this hassle and the requirements and everything. So I think that's my number one challenge, to get the support that I need. We have here an answer from Eliza. One problem I encountered is the lack of guidance when it comes to creating my plan of study. Okay. And then second to that is Faith, same on plan of study. From Patrick, I think it's quite a struggle to communicate with classmates and schoolmates in Moodle. I agree to that. Sometimes lag din siya. I don't know if it's in my end, pero at tapos matagal yung respond. So parang naging hindi maganda agad yung exchange ng information, ng idea. So I think we need more platforms to share our ideas or concerns. No, I agree to that, Patrick. Sometimes I have questions regarding our subject, but there's no user friendly platform for it. I agree to that. Even in PhD, that's also one of our problem. Thank you for raising that, Patrick. I too feel the hassle of maneuvering around Moodle. From Shedor Laumar, overcoming digital divide, which unfortunately happens because our fellow students lack of ease of access to devices. Similarly, a direct student representation in a right hand to campus updates, amplifying the voice of students to relevant issues within the campus and the society. Our lack of student council and publication makes us conform in a coerced way. Thank you so much, Shadar Laumar, for mentioning this one. And I can feel that you are really supporting our cause here. I hope we will receive much of this kind of support, because I think he's also with us in promoting or in rallying to have a student council at UPOU. From Eunice, true as well, I think the messaging system of my portal isn't that intuitive. Yes, I agree also to that, Eunice. My portal at ang marami tayong problem. So thank you for the answer. Thank you for your thoughts. Thank you for your ideas about this. We will compile this one. I agree with Arlene's point on getting timely feedback. Even in our courses also, there are some professors who give immediate feedback, but not all. So that's one of our problem. And as much as we want to receive immediate feedback, because that would truly help us in our courses, pero problem talaga ata yung feedback and the messaging system in the My Portal. Thank you so much. Okay, so next question po tayo for this one. Again, you are allowed po to raise your hand, and then we will acknowledge you so that you can also share your thoughts and ideas in this open forum. Too many readings per session, but no doubt those references are helpful. I hope synchronous class, if not weekly, but at least once a month, para mag-guarantee natin na tama yung understanding sa mga inaaral. Yes, that is one of the academic support na kailangan natin. Yung ano ba tayo, meron tayong alam natin na tama yung nakuha nating information and knowledge. Thank you so much. Okay, for the next question is, what are your rights and responsibilities as an open and distance e-learner? Ako, it's always been a right to be heard. Right to speak also, right to speak and right to be heard. all times. Let's check the chat box about your thoughts on this, rights and responsibilities. We have here right to be represented in policymaking connected to UPOU. Right. Thank you for that one, Eliza. For example, the reading break. I think this is one of the most relevant dito sa sinabi ni Eliza, no? Because some of our professors actually gave us a reading break. However, yung iba hindi nagbigay sa amin ng reading break. So parang hindi lahat tawag doon hindi lahat no nag-follow doon sa reading break. Then right to easy access to reading materials and resources. Yes, though nagbibigay sila through my portal ng mga access or mga websites, but it's limited actually. Beatrice, it's our right to receive our grades in a timely manner. Yes, because I've heard that there are some who receive 1 year na. Okay. The same way, they expect us to turn in our work on time. Yes. Rights. Even if we're distance learners, we're still entitled to the same rights as F2F students. Yes, kasi pag bumabagyo, I think walang ano sa atin. That's I think one of the most common example, no. Pag merong typhoon, diretso pa din yung klase natin. But for those students who are in face-to-face or are not open and distance e-learner, nagka-cancel sila ng class. Sa atin, tuloy pa din ang laban. Thank you for that, Arlene. Beatrice agrees with Eliza. The current UPOU admin is very reactive to UP system policies without considering that UPOU students' needs are different from that the other UP students. Yes. I think this is one of the best input also. We can share this one to the committee. In relation to currently being an ISCO digitally, I have the right to voice out my academic insights as well as concerns and be as responsible to what I am about to point out. The silence of our campus to some university-wide and student-led initiative is upsetting. Yes. And another responsibility here is to understand that as distance learners, we have to learn on our own, find additional resources to further our understanding on the lessons. Okay, thank you so much. Now, for our next question, for the second time, I am encouraging you to speak, to raise your hand and speak or share your thoughts about the concepts. For this one, we'll have a poll. So how would you like to be represented? So for example, we'll have a student council. How would you like to be represented? By faculty, by program, by region, or by year level? Kindly vote in the poll. I think it flashes on your screen also. By program. Yes, let's see kung anong mas prefer natin our preference on student representation. If ever magkaroon talaga tayo ng student council, how would you like to be represented? I think we can see the results of the poll so that everyone will also know what's the answer of the other students. Okay, so far, the highest is by program, which garnered 84%. And then second is by year level. Then by faculty, walang pumili ng by region. Okay, sige. By program po yung at gusto nilang student representation. Thank you so much. And then for our for this one, we have answers from Arlene and from Patrick. Arlene or Patrick, if I may, and if you may, why do you want to be represented na by program? Or why did you choose the by program?
Ay, hello po.
Yes, yes. Good evening, Arlene.
I think it would be better if it's by program kasi we are all going through the same courses. So most of the time, same professors. It would be the same sentiments across everyone. And yung higher years can guide those like the freshies or yung mga lower years. Kasi it's the same path that we're all taking.
Okay, so thank you, Arlene. So this one, we also have answer from Patrick because most likely the students in the same program would have similar concerns po. Yes. Pareho tayo ng pinagdadaanan na kung same program. I agree too because I think programs tend to have needs specific to them which needs to be addressed. Okay. Sige, for yung nag-by faculty, any thoughts po? Bakit natin pinili yung by faculty? Well, I would not mention the by region because wala naman tayo nag-by region. Yung sa by faculty, may we hear your thoughts about this answer po? Okay, sige, proceed muna tayo sa next natin na question. But for this question on how would you like to be represented, most answer is on by program because of the needs, specific needs ng students na if belong sila sa same program. Now, our next question is, what are the rules to be followed in an electoral campaign? So, ano yung mga susundin natin pag nagkaroon na tayo ng election for student council? What do you think ang ipa-follow natin or ang mga rules na isasali namin sa paggawa ng bylaws? Personally, for this one, while waiting for others, so I think is rules on qualifications or ano yung mga isi-set natin na mga qualifications ng candidate para pag example tatakbo siyang governor or chairman. So what are specific characteristics or qualifications? From Beatrice is the minimum number of units earned. Okay. Rules po in electoral campaigns. What do you think ang susundin natin? Kailangang enroll si candidate and hindi naka-leave. Okay. Thank you, Eliza. Thank you also to Beatrice. So if you have specific rules in mind, na gusto nyong i-share dito para masali natin, no? Para ma-consider namin siya as one of the rules na itadraft po namin. So from Arlene is campaign for a limited time. Yes, dapat walang early campaign. Should be in good academic standing. Okay. So on the duration ng campaign and also on qualification naman ni candidate. Okay, from Patrick, limit the time, so the duration, and yung na-suspend. Yes, this is also relevant, no, to our case here in the Philippines. Dapat meron tayong spending cap. Okay, from Marie is good academic standing. And then there should be specific platforms where campaigning is allowed. So I think Chen is talking about a specific platform wherein everyone is given a fair share na dito tayo mag-campaign and dito natin sabihin yung mga projects in mind natin. So we have to summarize the rules na na-mention dito sa ating chat is the number of units earned or qualification. We also have on the duration, and then spending limits on the campaign when campaigning, and then specific platforms or platforms na gagamitin. Then also the I think there should be dedicated yes, meeting the advance for candidates para doon nila sabihin yung mga ano nila. Hold a meeting, the advance before the election. Okay. Yeah, so platforms, no? Give them a platform to share ano yung mga plans nila if ever sila yung magiging part or sila yung magiging student council natin. Okay, thank you so much. Now, we'll proceed to the next one. What qualities should a candidate possess? Okay, ano yung mga characteristics ni candidate na dapat niyang ma-possess? I think there were also answers from connected dito sa question that like good academic standing. I think that's one of the qualities. Accountable, big word, yes. Accountable dapat yung isa being accountable or may accountability yung candidate. Sense of responsibility from Eunice. Then willingness and genuine want to do good. Then from Arlene is the willingness to serve, and then of course transparency, accountability, transparency, and integrity. Leadership, responsive to the needs of the students, because that is actually, I think, one of the reasons why we want to be represented. The student council should represent the needs or should represent the student in the body. Competence, integrity, and accountability. Proactive. A leader who is willing to regularly hear the student body's concern. For a genuine student representation, he or she should listen to the concerns of the students. We also have an answer here, socially driven and inclusive. Thank you. Okay, we'll proceed to the next one. And to sum up all your thoughts, we talk about number one. We talk about as an open and distance e-learner, what are the challenges that you encounter, and most of the students or most of the participants shared that the main challenge is the Moodle and the lack of platform to to communicate with our professors and other students. Another is we also talk about the rights and responsibilities as a student at UPOU, and then we talk about on electoral campaigns, and then qualities and characteristics of a candidate in student council in the upcoming student council election. And then also is how do you want to be represented? And we want to be represented by program. And for the next part of our virtual open forum, I would like to call Chen for the closing remarks.
Good evening, everyone. So, before we proceed with the closing remarks, maybe somebody has anything else to share, like in addition to like any follow-up points that they were not able to raise earlier. We still have a lot of time naman left. So if you would like to bring it up now, you may do so.
You may also raise your hand if you want to be acknowledged.
Yes,
Patrick.
Patrick Rowell.
Yes, tingin ko lang po parang in the pipeline, we should have a proper representation for students who are overseas. Kasi even like a special representation kasi they may have special concerns as well. Pero I think depende rin po siya sa number of overseas students we have. So if hindi ganoon karami, pwedeng in the pipeline, or kung marami, pwedeng i-consider yung special representation. Yun lang po.
Yes, I agree po. So parang it could be like in the form of a special committee that would be accommodating of the needs of the overseas students.
Yep.
So
Yes.
yes, Jen.
In addition, also, I think we have a good number of overseas students at UPOU, especially students who are taking masters and PhD. Medyo marami-rami sila sa na tawag doon na mga nasa abroad or offshore students. So I agree with Patrick to have special representation also for the offshore students.
Also, maybe there you have a special experience that, or as an overseas student, can you share with us an experience possibly where you felt that it would have been great if we had this we had some like this special representation for the overseas students?
Like so far wala naman po experience, parang naisip ko lang po talaga siya.
Okay po. So thank you for that. So is there anything, or does anybody else want to bring up certain experiences that they have, experienced that you think would be relevant, to us?
I think Christine Alisa here, meron siyang chat. It's on UPOU help desk.
Hello po. Yun po yung parang recommendation ko lang po sa sinabi ni Sino po yung nagsabi sa overseas students?
Si
Ayun,
Patrick.
UPOU help desk.
Okay. This is in response to the suggestion of Patrick to have a student representation for offshore student. So Christine here thinks that help desk would be a very good platform for them.
Yes po.
Okay, so anybody else, like anything, like na tingin nyo would move forward yung like further, how we structure the student representation in in UPOU. Okay, so if there's nothing else, so I guess I'll proceed with the closing remarks. On behalf of the UPOU Provcom, I thank you all for attending this open forum. And yes, please expect na there will be more consultations in the future, and we hope that you will be able to participate in those, because we really want to ensure that the student constitution that we draft will be reflective of your ideas and preferences. Because like I said before in the previously, the Provcom is working for the whole but the Provcom exists because we're seeking genuine student representation, and we can't achieve genuine student representation without hearing your voice. So yes, that's all. So again, thank you very much, and I hope to see you next time. So this is just the first of many consultations. So yes, thank you.
Thank you, Chen, for the closing remarks. And please don't forget to fill out the evaluation form. Nasa chat box po natin siya. Please fill out so that we also know how to improve. And then also, please follow us in our social media at UPOU Provcom for a genuine student representation. Again, this is Jen, and thank you so much for participating in this UPOU virtual open forum for a genuine student representation. Thank you. We hope to see you again in our next virtual open forum. Thank you so much.
Thank you po.
Thank you.
Thank you po.
Congrats!
Congrats, guys!
Congrats! Yay! Thanks. Thank you all.